Well, we ended things on a high note, and Season 2 is officially a wrap. It was a much better campaign than any of us expected, so before we move on with this career, let's just take this episode to look back at the year and hand out some end-of-season awards to the players that stood out the most. We started by giving our youth a chance in preseason. 19-year-old central midfielder Cameron Allen is the standout performer, and he shows us his immense potential by scoring some fantastic goals. We also used this time to identify where we could improve the squad, and for sure our leaky backline saw us lose a lot of points last year, so Device and Long are both put on the transfer list, and we end up signing center back Diego Gonzalez and goalkeeper Carlos Casada to replace those players. We also bring in center mid Christian Higuita to fill that hole left by Henriksen last season, and we look to have a very good squad at this point. Our championship season begins, and it's a rough start to life with 2 losses in our opening 2 matches. Casada makes big mistakes in both games, and really all of the new signings don't look to have adjusted particularly well. Kubo drags our team back to winning ways with our first win against a tough Sheffield United defense, and although the team is having a hard time finding the back of the net, I feel like we're playing well and just not getting the results that we deserve. We changed things up tactically by moving Jared Bowen to attacking mid, and this turns out to be the decision of the season. It marks a turning point for our year, and the captain forms a deadly partnership with Kubo up top. We start scoring goals for fun, and Youth Academy star Cameron Allen continues to impress in his substitute appearances, scoring goals off the bench and showing that his preseason form wasn't just a fluke. And in the meantime, our defense looks brand new, the introduction of Gonzalez and Higuita making sure that we rarely concede, and at this point, we've risen up to 5th place and have the best defensive record in the entire league. We're flying high, but Bristol City gives the team a big test by handing us our first defeat in 19 games. This really shook the team up, and we dropped more points against Sheffield and Blackburn. But a comeback win against Southampton in the FA Cup sees us regain form at the right time of the year. The team kicks on for another insane run of games, including an exciting 3-2 win against Norwich, which makes a statement to the rest of the league that we have a real shot at getting promoted this season. Our FA Cup run continues as we go on to take down English giants Chelsea in the round of 16 thanks to a drama-filled game that left them down a man. It's a close call, but the win is all that matters, and we're heading to the quarterfinals for our 2nd year running now. We roll on in the league in the meantime, seeing off rivals Leeds United for the 2nd time this year to ensure that we hang on to a playoff spot. Jared Bowen has reached another level this season, scoring in virtually all of our important matches, and Kubo has now reached double digits for goals and assists, showing how much he's developed as a player overall. Now back to the FA Cup, we take down Bournemouth in dramatic fashion and move on to the semi-finals. We're in an unbelievable run of form, and the team feels like anything is possible right now. We head into the semi-finals high on confidence to face off against Wolves. It's a very hard-fought game, but we edge them out 2-1 to see ourselves all the way through to the final. The team is overjoyed at our success so far, and there's a genuine belief that we could go on to win this. We use our momentum to take down competition in the league and secure ourselves a spot in the promotion playoffs. With all eyes now on the final, things take a turn for the dramatic. We draw Arsenal, who beat Hull City out in the 2014 FA Cup final, the only other time that we've reached this kind of height. Determined to not be embarrassed for a 2nd time, the players put in an amazing performance, and we hold Arsenal back to keep the game scoreless for 120 minutes all the way through extra time. It all comes down to a penalty shootout that sees new signing Higuita sink the winning shot that brings Hull City to our first piece of silverware. It's a monumental moment for this team as we achieve our primary goal and make good on our promise to the new owner. This season's been a huge success, but now it's time to focus on getting this team into the Premier League next season. It's time for the playoffs, and things get underway against Brentford as 2 1-0 wins see us move on to play Cardiff in the final. The team shows their quality as we march our way to victory here and secure promotion for next season. It never even seemed in doubt. The team is still full of confidence and we are flying high. It's really a dream end to the season. We accomplished all of our goals and then some. The team seems to look better every single week. And with tons of young talent still waiting in the wings, I really think this team could go on to do huge things next season. Alright, well there's your Season 2 recap. It was a really exciting year. And now it's time to move on and hand out some awards to the players who stood out the most. And we'll start with Player of the Season. And I think you might have guessed it already. It goes to Jared Bowen. He's our captain. He scored the most goals. And more importantly, he scored when it mattered. He took us through some huge matches and completely changed the look of this team single-handedly. Well done to Jared Bowen. Next up is our Young Player of the Year, 19-year-old Cameron Allen. He really was a standout performer this year. He started really hot in preseason and I wasn't too sure about him moving forward. It wasn't against the best competition, but he scored time and time again off the bench and showed why he's a real star in the making. The next award is the Golden Boot, which goes to Bowen as well. 21 goals in 63 appearances, absolutely outstanding. And most appearances also goes to Bowen with those 63 games played. He really had an outstanding year. The Playmaker Award goes to Kubo for having 14 assists, which is absolutely outstanding. 20 goals as well. He was not far off from Bowen. And putting up the numbers that he did, he might feel a little bit hard done not getting Player of the Season, but he did win it last year. Obviously still a great player, and there's always next season. The next award goes to Most Improved Player, which I think you all could probably guess as well, goes to our goalkeeper from the academy, Bennett, who grew by 14 overall. A lot of that's due to training, but he's one to keep an eye on for the future as well. And the last award, Goal of the Season, goes to Cameron Allen for his outstanding solo effort in preseason. It's the game that really saw him march onto the scene and break his way into the team, and he really had no right to score from there. You will not see many better goals than that. It's a special goal from a special player, and it really made sure we started the season on a positive note. Alright, well that's it for Season 2. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been a blast to make, and I appreciate all the support. If you've been enjoying these and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, and I'll be back soon with some new content coming up. I'm thinking of doing Season 3 here, but let me know in the comments what you want to see coming up next. We could pick up a new career. Like I mentioned in a previous episode, I do have FIFA 20 on PC now, so we could start something new with mods and maybe make things a little more interesting. But I'm also more than happy to continue this, so let me know, and I'll be back soon. But until then, I'm RespectTheJeff, and I'll see you next time.